Boom, what's up? It's location independent. Jordan here. If you're wondering why I'm looking like a crazy hacker, it's because it's a little bit chilly here in my Airbnb. I'm on the I'm on the basement level here in Belgrade, Serbia, paying $10 a night. It's awesome. It's worth being a little bit cold for that, and having to put on a couple extra layers. And here's the best part. I am actually planning on saving a lot of money doing this because they promised me in the Airbnb description, they promised me heat. Okay, it says heat and there's a heater, but the heating does not work. So I'm gonna ask for a refund on my credit card. Now, you're probably wondering what I'm talking about. This brings me to 5 ways, I'm about to tell you, 5 ways that you can save money while traveling. And this, I'm hinting at tip number 5, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So let's start with number 1. How to save money and stay on a super awesome budget, super tight budget if you want to be while traveling. Number 1 is finding what's most important to you, saving on the rest. So for me, I don't really care about staying in fancy places, right? What I like is like nice restaurants. So sometimes I'll treat myself, not every day, but a couple times to like a little bit of a nicer meal. I don't mind splurging on that, spending a little bit extra, but then saving on everything else. So I don't really go to expensive concerts. I don't really go shopping, not buying junk I don't need. I'm not going out for drinks and I don't know, whatever. I just save a ton of money and spend it on only what's important to me, which is restaurants. Okay, so you find that one thing that's most important to you, save on everything else. Number 2, travel with others. Now, this is something you probably don't think about, but it's really, when you reflect on it, it's really important and saves you tons of money. Travel with others that have a similar, are on a similar budget as you, like-minded. So I travel with one friend who we love saving on everything. It's great. But I have another friend I've traveled with that he likes, some fine wine. He likes fancy food. He likes staying in a nice hotel. And it just adds up and it adds up. And of course you could be like, oh, well, I'm not going to spend money on that. But it's really awkward when you're like traveling together. You got to stay in the same place. You usually are eating together. So it just makes sense that you want to be with someone on the same level as you. Number 3. Oh, by the way, please, if you think this is just as important as I do, saving money while traveling, this is like my bread and butter, okay, being a digital nomad. So please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I got a lot more good content where this is coming from, all right? And all free, of course, on my YouTube. All right, so number 3, thank you, by the way, thank you for doing that. I really appreciate it. Number 3 is staying in accommodations that are lower cost, and this, or even free. Now, this is the easiest way to save money is probably with accommodations while traveling. And got a few notes how you can do that. Number 1, hostels are always the cheapest option. So I made a link, I made a video, which I will link to below, finding the best and cheapest hostel for the money, get the most bang for your for your buck, right? I'm going to link to that below. Another way is staying at places even for free with couch surfing or with house sitting, right? You can like feed someone's cat and water their plant and stay there totally for free. There's websites that you can use for this. Now, of course, if as far as Airbnb, you will also save. Airbnb is cheaper than hotels anyway, but especially if you don't mind having, a shared flat, having a roommate or a few roommates while you're staying in an Airbnb, you usually will always find a better deal sharing an apartment, especially in Western Europe. In Eastern Europe, it's still pretty cheap. Like I'm paying $10 a night for this, but especially Western Europe. And then hotels, that's not important to me. Like I said, I like to go to nice restaurants if I'm going to splurge and spend extra. But if you really love hotels, there's so many ways not to pay full price. There's Priceline. There's using a credit card for hotel rewards points. There is Groupon, and just tons of ways to save money on hotels. Okay. And number 4, travel like a local. So, I mean, take public transportation, the bus, the tram, right? These are the cheapest, the slowest options, but the cheapest. And walk. It's good exercise. And if you're not in a hurry, I just walk as much as possible. All right. And number 5. Now, this one is probably something you don't really think about, but I do because I'm crazy a little bit, and it really can save you money. So, drum roll. All right. We were talking about credit cards, okay? Credit card, credit card, credit card. On the surface, yeah, of course, it saves you money. You know, you get a little bit of cash back when you use it, and you know, maybe free. You get flights, you know, reward miles or something. That's great. But the other reason that I love using credit cards, especially when traveling, is because the accountability. Okay, so there's always something, or there are oftentimes services that you're promised that you don't get fully. For instance, this Airbnb, I was promised heat. I do not get heat. Therefore, I'm going to go to my credit card. I'm going to dispute the charge. I'm going to request a refund. Or first, maybe I'll check. You can check with the website if they have one. So I might check with Airbnb directly. Maybe they'll just give me a credit for it. That's fine too, right? Another quick example is I took Flixbus, which is also a good way using bus or transportation like ride sharing to save money versus flights. BlaBlaCar is a nice rideshare website. I could do a whole nother video on that. Anyway, point is, I use Flixbus. They promise that you get a restroom. On the website, it says you get a restroom in the bus, and it was out of order. So I just, no big deal, go to the credit card company, dispute the charge. I was not given the full service I promised, therefore I would like my money refunded. No big deal. Boom. Within a few hours, actually, I was given a refund for the bus ride. So, hope you found this helpful. These are 5 easy ways you can save money while traveling. I've been doing them for years. They've saved me hundreds, probably thousands of dollars in the long run when you add everything up. I got a lot more cool free travel tips and budget and everything to do with being a digital nomad in my free digital nomad cheat sheet, which you can get below. Give this a thumbs up and subscribe if you think this is important as I do, because I think it really, really is. Plus, it's fun to talk about. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.